Page 19, Sing to Me. On page 18 at the bottom, they're introducing another new note in the music. This is an E. This is at the top part of a group of two. Remember, we've been around the group of two. We've had the C at the bottom of it, we've had the D in the middle, and we've had the B down here. Well, this is the E. It's right here. C, D, E. This is at the top of a group. We've got a lot of E's on the piano. They're all over the place. But in the music, the E we're talking about is the bottom line of the treble clef staff. Look on page 19, in the sort of in the middle, lower middle. There's a pictures of E there, and you see the music. Those notes, there's a quarter note, a half note, and a whole note there. Those are E's. That's this note on the piano. So when you see that note in the music, you play this note on the piano. It's up to you to memorize it. Just go for it. There it is. You need to have all four of these notes memorized in the music now. You know where they are, and you know the names of them on the keyboard. So 4 down. We got 3 more to go for the keyboard and a bunch to go for the music. So we'll just take it slow and easy. Now at the top of page 19, they're introducing the grand staff. I've already introduced it to you. They're telling you they've been calling it fence, and it's a staff, the musical term. I've told you early on, a fence is just something this author has done. That if you go talking about a fence to other people, they're not going to understand what you're saying, probably. But it's called a staff, and I tell you, just learn what it's called. It's called a staff. I'm old-fashioned. And the grand staff, well, you have the 2 staffs, the 2 groups of 5 lines, and they're connected with these vertical bars. That tells you you're going to play the stuff in the 2 staffs at the same time. You have a treble and bass clef, although that's not, I mean, you could have any clef sign. There's other clef signs. Right now it's just treble and bass. But there is a brace, a curly brace at the beginning. You see that curly thing in front of it? That's what identifies it as a grand staff. Piano music uses this. Organ music, harp music, any instrument that needs a lot of notes would use a grand staff. They're telling you that the staff is made up of lines and spaces. We've talked about lines. I haven't talked about spaces too much. The space is the stuff, the area in between the lines. So a note is either on a line, that is the line goes through it, or it's in a space. Those are the only 2 choices you can have. In the middle of the page, they show you the right and left hands, where the right hand is going to play the upper staff and the left hand is going to play the lower staff. There's no rule that says it has to do that. It's just out of convenience we're going to do it for now. It just works out that way because the upper staff has the higher notes up here and the right hand's close to them. So we just use the right hand. And the lower staff usually gets the lower notes down here. So we use the left hand for that one. It's just out of convenience. But there's times when you're going to find the hands are playing in the other staff. Yeah, it's going to get interesting. You just wait. You're going to love it. I just know you're going to love it. If you survive this. However, that's what they're introducing here. So let's take a look at Sing to Me and see what we got. Look it over. It's 4 measures long. We have the treble and bass clef. We have a 2/4 time signature now, so only counting to 2, but a quarter note still gets a count. And I see quarter notes and half notes in it. And the bottom staff is empty, so this is just for the right hand. So you can leave your left hand on your lap or wherever you choose to put it. They're telling you to start out with thumb on the middle C here. That puts your hand in this position. And first, let's just get the notes. Forget the rhythm, just get the notes. So you have a C and a D and an E, and then a C and a D and an E. And a good drill to do when you're trying to learn notes is play it and say it. That's what I teach my students. Forget the rhythm. Just play the note in the music and say the name of it. Over and over and over and over. It needs to be instant. So it's a C, D, E, C, D, E. Of course, it helps when they put the name of the note in the words. But this is just something you can work on to drill yourself over and over until you know the names of these notes for sure. Now, once I have the notes down, then I'll go back and add the counting and the rhythm. Quarter note gets a count, half note gets 2 counts. Remember all that? Okay, I hope. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Now I can get through it okay. No hesitations anywhere. Now once I have the rhythm, I don't count it anymore. I just count it when I'm first trying to figure out what the rhythm is. I might count it. Otherwise, you feel the rhythm. Like so, you feel the rhythm. Now you'll notice at the second measure, for the word me, there's a comma after me. We can take advantage of that if we want and interpret the piece. I talked a little bit about interpreting music. We need to learn to interpret music. You add feelings and emotions to the music, and you can do that at any level. We can do that right now, so why wait? Here, I'm going to use the comma here to lift up, like taking a breath. So it's here, lift up, and just lift up. So it's like taking a breath. That's part of interpreting music. But if you'll notice, there's commas after each of the letters here. So if I want, I can lift up after each one of those. That's interpreting the music. I mean, there are symbols to tell you to do what I'm talking about, but a lot of times music doesn't put in the symbols. They leave it up to you on how you want to interpret it. So whether you lift up between the notes or lift up between some of the notes and not others, that's interpretation. That's how come people can play the same piece. A lot of different people play the same piece, and they'll all play it differently because they interpret it differently. That's all. Let's play this together slowly and make sure we got the rhythm and all. I'll give us 2 counts now because it's in 2/4 time. So I'm just going to go ready, go, and then we go. Ready, go. 3, 4, off. There's a duet for this, also a teacher's part. I'd like to play that, and you play what you just played. I'm going to go the same speed. A little bit about duets and interpreting and all that. A lot of times when 2 people are playing together, they'll sort of interpret it the same, but they don't have to. So just because I connect this teacher's part, I can connect all the notes. You don't have to. You can still lift up if you choose to. Or if I choose to, I could follow your interpretation and lift up between the notes. It's a lot of leeway here, a lot of choosing. What do you want to do? It's just not set, cut and dry. You got to do it this way. I'll give us 2 counts. Ready, go.